I'm Laura Haywood. Today's guests are the stars of a brand new musical called The Book of Merman, as in Ethel Merman. The show explores what happens when two Mormon missionaries in current day ring the doorbell of Ethel Merman, who everyone thought had died in 1984. Merman is hilariously portrayed by YouTube sensation Carly Sakolove, matched in wit and talent by Chad Burris and Ashe Wilkinson as the two Mormons who are pulled between their mission of conversion and the shock of discovering an icon behind this front door. To discuss the Book of Merman, please join me in welcoming Carly, Chad, and Kyle.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Congratulations on this brand new musical.
Hey.
We're so excited.
So, Carly, you play Ethel Merman.
I do. No, I play one of the Mormon missionary boys.
And we are actually going to get to see all three of you perform in a little bit. But first, we're going to chat. I'd love to talk to you about your discovery of Ethel Merman, the character inside of you, because this show is not the first time you've performed as Ms. Merman.
That's true. I have been doing impressions of Broadway and pop divas since I was a little kid, and I've done her in cabaret and stuff. And I saw the audition posting for this, and I was like, hey, I could do that, you know. But as you're developing the character, you have to make sure that she's rooted in truth. So first, I rooted her as a character becoming this character with this story. And then I sprinkled in the layers that are Ethel Merman with her voice and demeanor and chutzpah, I guess.
What was that audition process like?
It was fun. First, there's a little pre-screening. So we go in, just sing something from the American Songbook. I think I sang "I Get a Kick Out of You" or something. And then they have multiple rounds of callbacks. My last callback, though, I was in there for like 30 seconds. I went in and sang a little blip of a song, and they're like, "Thank you." And then they're like, "Will you walk across the stage?" The room. I walked across the room, and they're like, "Thank you very much." And I was like, "Oh, bye. Thanks. Didn't get it." I got called next day.
That it was
That
yours.
I got it, yeah.
So did they have you sing Ethel Merman songs specifically or in an Ethel Merman style?
They said in the style of Ethel Merman. They said that they weren't looking for an impersonation. I think that they wanted that to grow with the process. They didn't just want somebody, because you can't stand up there for an hour and a half and just like doing an impression, you know? You gotta find the beats and the acting moments.
How about the two of you? How did you come to find this project? This is your New York City debut, right, Kyle?
It is, yeah. I'm super excited. It's been a really cool learning experience with these two. Yeah, I'm the newbie. Kind of similar process. I saw the posting online, and I emailed my manager and was like, "Have you submitted me for this? Like, I really wanted," because he's in Book of Mormon, or he was.
Yeah, you were on the national tour, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, "Oh, I look like a little Mormon boy, but the tap skills are maybe not my forte." So I was like, "This is like perfect. I can just be fun and live out my Mormon dreams without having to intensely dance."
Yeah.
But we do dance.
Yeah, we do dance. There's some movement and stuff, but it just looked like a really fun project. So I emailed my manager and was like, "Can you get me in the room?" And
You got in the room. By the way, Rory O'Malley, who was nominated for a Tony for the tap dancing number in Book of Mormon, also didn't know how to dance when he was cast in that role.
So there's hope.
Yeah, so I'm saying this might be your perfect step towards that Broadway debut.
Yes.
Okay, and how about you? Tell us how you found this project.
Same thing. I remember I got an email and it said, like, in the notice, like, from my agent, it said the Book of Merman. But, like, I read it and I was like, why am I getting called in for Book of Mormon? I did it for 3 years. Then I read, like, closer and understood what it was. But it's sort of the same thing. We auditioned several times. The last time was a dance audition. And I remember going in there, and I think they were just trying to see if you were cool to, like, play around. But it was the hardest dance call. Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Like, oh, I didn't escape the dance.
No. They're like, we're just going to, it was a movement call, which I feel like as an actor, when they say the movement call, you're like, okay, I'm a singer first, actor. You know, I'm like, when they say movement call, they're trying not to scare you as much. And then sometimes you get in there and they're like, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the director was like, just try.
I know so many amazing dancers who are like, I'm really an actor who moves. And I'm like, shut up. You're a great dancer.
There is a distinction. There really is.
Yeah.
I have to add that when I went in for my initial audition, they were auditioning Book of Mormon and Book of Merman in the same studios, and I definitely walked into the wrong room. I was the lightest skinned woman in the room.
Yeah, I don't think there
and I
are
was
any
like, this doesn't
white
seem
women
right.
in
There's
Book of
not.
Mormon.
Correct.
No.
So I was like, okay, I mean, I guess I'll just sign in. But then I saw the sign and
That's actually
Rest is
hilarious.
history.
Can you imagine if you went in and started singing Nabelungi as Ethel Merman? I feel like that's your next YouTube video. Is if Ethel
is.
Merman
Salt Lake City.
accidentally auditioned for a Book of Mormon. What was it like making the transition between this big budget Hollywood, I mean Broadway scale show, and then coming in and playing a very similar character on an intimate stage in this brand new project?
Yeah, I feel like I love Elder Cunningham, like that's who I covered in the show, but like I really loved Elder McKinley more.
Who's
You
the
know,
tap dancing?
Yeah, but I was like, I'll never
openly
get called in
closeted.
for that. I mean, I don't think. I'm like, Casey, like, what's up? But so yeah, this is more like Elder McKinley. I feel like it's like I'm getting to be chubby Elder McKinley. So that's like really fun. But yeah, I don't think the show is not a parody in any way. That was the thing that I wasn't sure about from the beginning, and it is an original show that has nothing really to do with it. It's just, but yeah, there are some things that I'm like, oh, well, this is what they said, like the mission companion. Like, I feel like the mission handbook and all that stuff, it's like all the same, where it's pulling from the same book, but a different premise.
The same book being the Book of Mormon,
The Book of
actual
Mormon,
Book
yeah.
of Mormon. Yeah, you guys seem to really have fun on stage together.
Yeah.
What have you done to like bond yourselves as a cast?
Text thread.
yeah, a text thread. Yeah, we suck on lozenges together in the dressing room.
Even when it's like a long day and we don't hang out afterwards, we'll just talk about what food we're eating because we've all kind of bonded over a love of culinary art.
cuisine. And you know, we go out for
Nothing
lunch
crazy.
or coffee.
Yeah.
And nothing too crazy. We just like each other a lot.
I feel like you just walk into the room, and from the first day, I was like, okay, these are good people.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
We
good.
felt the vibe.
So
And you know, we're creating this. I mean, it of course did a great run in Chicago, but this is kind of a reincarnation of it. And so we were able to work with the writers in the room, and if something felt like it wasn't quite us, we'd say, "Oh, is it possible to alter this a little bit and make it a little bit more like for us?" And they're so cool about it. So this whole thing has been molded with us in mind, and so we're just so comfortable on stage, just being ourselves and having a great time.
Yeah, cool. The show's playing at the St. Luke's Theater, and I understand that after a sold-out run in Chicago, it's also making a return there in a few weeks, so people in both cities can see it. We're a national platform, so we want people to go and see the Book of Merman wherever it is, and especially to see you guys personally in these roles that it sounds like you got to really reinvent.
yeah, it's been really, really fun.
We're opening on Sunday.
Yeah, that's so exciting. You're still in previews. Do you have favorite moments in the show that you can talk about without being spoilery?
Okay.
Ethel's entrance is just like fun for me because I don't like just a little no spoilers, but like his character is like not the Elder McKinley, but like the theater lover and guru, and I am kind of like blind to all of that, so just taking in like an iconic star as like such a newbie as a character is really fun for me to just like the shock of it.
I think we can say that that one character definitely knows and loves Ethel Merman, and the other is not as familiar with the classical musical theater canon.
Absolutely.
And gets to learn about it as the show
Yeah.
goes along.
And some of my favorite moments are when Kyle he plays kind of like the straight man, and which is hard to do in a comedy, but there has to be one for there to be a joke. But there's times where he gets to branch out, and those are some of my favorite moments that make me laugh on stage. And
How many shows a week are you guys doing?
we are doing 4 for the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to 3 shows just to do the whole weekend: Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday matinee.
Yeah, it's a fun way to have it's a fun thing to do on your weekend.
Exactly.
For sure. We are going to get to hear a couple of songs. Are you going to be doing the movement with the songs?
Why not?
Yeah,
a
well,
little bit. Yeah, let's go
limited
for
movement
it.
because we're gonna be doing using handheld microphones in the show. We have lavaliers, so we'll be giving you a little taste.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the songs, and then we'll take a quick break and come back and have you perform them.
Cool.
Also, the first song that we're doing is Most People, and it is just a few seconds after Ethel's entrance. The boys have knocked on her door. She comes out, and she thinks that they are selling magazines. So she just runs with it. It's Tornado of Ethel Merman and their reactions to her coming out.
And is it's called Most People. That's
right.
sounds like a little nod to a very famous Ethel Merman song.
Correct. Well, as we said, it's an all original musical, so all original songs, but a lot of them pay homage. So this one obviously pays homage to some people from Gypsy, her Little Mama Rose. Fun intro song.
And what's the other song you're going to be performing?
The other one is called "You're the Best." Another
a little
nod
wink and
to the theater lovers. And that one's just kind of a big celebration, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like it's a resolution to something that's happened earlier. So
Yeah.
we're like, no, everything's good. You're the best. You're amazing. So it's kind of us like
Coming
getting to love on
together.
each other.
Yeah, and
Loving each
and
other.
it's what we call a list song, just like all these great, wonderful things. But we're able to really play with each other, and you see the great dynamic between the characters, and it really is a celebration. So.
Great. Well, why don't we take a quick little break? You guys can get some water and do your little warm-ups, and then we'll come back and we'll hear a couple of songs from the Book of Merman.
Awesome.
So
Great.
excited to have you guys here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.